It's only been over the last couple of years that people have stepped up and said, wait a minute. And I'm telling you, let me go this way. It's not only veterans. There's treatment courts popping up all over the United States because there's a whole lot of people in jail that have either got mental issues, they got alcohol issues, they got drug issues. Those are treatment courts. Get them in the treatment court. Get them out of that penal system. We don't want them to go to, and first of all, I don't think a veteran, any veteran that is deployed, any veteran at all, if they put on a uniform and defend this country, I don't think they should be in the penal system. I want to talk about the Veterans Treatment Court. What is it? Why is it there? What is it all about? Number one reason for it is to get a veteran that has gone sideways with the law, get them out of the criminal justice system through the regular court system and bring them in through a Veterans Treatment Court system. Some of these soldiers were kicked out for alcohol. They were kicked out for some type of self-medication. They might have been kicked out for anger management. Well, what do you think happens to them 6, 8, 10 years later? The Army didn't claim them when they sent them out. They kicked them out. You got DWI, you got to go home. That's your second, you're out of here. Or that's just, the drugs just don't authorize, you're out of here. It's pretty cut and dry. If I'm the sergeant major, or if I'm the first sergeant, or I'm the colonel, it's cut and dry. Good soldiers don't do drugs. Good soldiers don't do alcohol. And Army regulations and other regulations to the point of a DWI. And so they get kicked out. 4 or 5 years later, they've lost their house, they've lost their wife, lost their car, for the same problem they had back there. That's the main point. If you'll notice, I'm making a nexus. If we cannot make a nexus to that soldier's military career, we're probably not going to bring him into the court. If we can make a nexus that it happened back there, 3 or 4 deployments to Afghanistan, self-medicating for whatever reason, already been diagnosed with PTSD, already been diagnosed with sexual trauma, already been diagnosed with alcoholism, that's an automatic in for the most part because there's a nexus is right there. So how does that work? If they decide and they agree to everything, we bring them into court, the first thing to do is plead guilty. They plead guilty, then they have to come to court for the first 6 months, they have to come to court every other week for like 2 hours. And the judge talks to each and every one of them. How'd you last 2 weeks ago? What happened here? How come you missed that VA appointment? Who was working with you on that schedule? You need to learn how to manage your time. And if it's bad enough, the judge may sanction them. And by sanction them, he might take them back a little bit because we have veteran 1, 2, 3, we promote them throughout the time they're in there. Each time we promote them, we take a little bit of the pressure off of them. But if they've done something that they shouldn't have, he can be sanctioned. They could drop them back to, so if I had 3 weeks in grade, he can drop that 3 weeks back and I'm right back to where I was. And that's how it goes for 12 to 18 months. Real quickly, I will tell you that the 18-month is not a steel wall either. We just had a graduate that graduated 21 months in an 18-month program. It's 12 to 18 months. It took her 21 months. She stayed at it. She hung with it until she finally graduated. Okay, so every 2 weeks come back to court. When they get to 6 months, they're required to come to court once a month and check in and see what's going on. They're still working with their probation officer, they're still working with their pretrial officer, and everything goes on. On the 12th month, if they've done everything where they're supposed to, they go back into court and the U.S. prosecutor requests from the judge that the charges be dismissed. And then if everyone agrees, everyone being the court people who have worked with this person for a whole year, if everyone agrees, the judge grants it and takes the charge and he rips it in half. What does this do? It takes a veteran who got sideways. Let's take, for example, a veteran going to college and might take a little drug. Somebody told me, hey, take a little bit of this, help you study. Then you get hooked on that. And oh, by the way, what happens if your degree is in some kind of medical world? It's over right there. Say you were trying to be a PA and you're in here for drugs, taking speed or something like that. You come into us, we get that cleared up, it goes away, it's not in your records. Your career is right back online and you can be a PA 4 or 5 years from now. And a lot of people ask me, what are the requirements for the Veterans Treatment Court? I personally don't care. They don't have to have any rank. I didn't ask anybody any rank. If you're a veteran and you're interested, I just asked you to come to court. Just come to court and sit and watch. And if you want to be part of it, come up and say, Frank, I want to be part of this, as we do it on Fort Hood. The mentor does not get involved at all with anything in the court. All the legal stuff belongs to them. Well, we don't even get their schedule. As a mentor, I don't even know what schedule is. I don't know what your pretrial told you. I don't know what probation told you. I need to develop the relationship where when you come out of pretrial, you call me and say, hey, I just left pretrial and I have this and this and this I got to do. And then the mentor kind of helps make sure they get to where they got to go. The mentor helps them find money when their car's broke. Their mentor helps them find food, because some of these don't have money. Some of these get kicked out of the Army, and a lot of them that we've already dealt with already are in the middle of a divorce, and they also got discharged. So they're pleading guilty to us. They're getting a divorce from their spouse, and one was even having a baby in the same, so all three of those were on his stuff. That's what a mentor does. The mentor will help him or her sort them out. What's your number one priority? Where do you have to be? What do you have to do? And what's going to get you in the most trouble? And the mentor helps sort that out, because you know when you got life-changing things going on, you can't focus. So the mentor helps do that focus to get you through that court. I would tell you that we've graduated several, and 4 of those have turned. They've come back to court. They've sit in court with me 2 or 3 months. And when the judge said, Frank, who's the mentor, I look back at my group of extras, and some of the graduates raise their hand. And so right now, all of my graduates are engaged with mentors right now going through the program. So people who have already been through the program are now mentoring people in the program. So their recidivism, I would tell you that was something that, what we talk about in court, it's a really good deal when they come back to be a mentor, because you can't really clean up somebody completely in a year. But if they come back to be a mentor, they're still where all the other resources are, and they're watching and they're remembering, and you're keeping them with the program. I feel really good when they come back and they mentor. And I do want to put out an attaboy. We would not be here. I would not be here in the Fort Hood part. And I'm not sure about Bell County, but without bringing one of the zone. U.S. probation to sign up, and U.S. pretrial to sign up, and Fort Hood sign up, and all these joint lateral agreements, you know, they got to go. When they got them all signed up and they were ready to go, oh, guess what? They don't have any mentors. And Maureen popped up with the first 3. It was Bill, Krista, and Tanya. And when I came in, those 3 were there waiting, and it was, I don't know, October 2015. And then I came in there and I started recruiting other volunteers. But had not bringing one of the zone, they couldn't have started off on the first lady that pleaded guilty, because I was there 3 days when the first lady pleaded guilty. And she was taken on by one of the people from bringing her one zone, and we learned from them and moved forward from that. If you don't want to be part of it, then just come to court, and one of these days somebody's going to ask a question that you're going to sit up and say, hey, I got that answer. That's more than I need. I need something from you. You bring something to the court. I don't know what it is, but when one of those veterans said they got a problem, and you say, hey, I know how I can fix that, and you fix it. And you're not a mentor, you're not part of the team, you just come into court to watch. But you bring assets with you, and I'd love to have you there.